In Roxbury, Connecticut, time is running out to save a 300-square-foot piece of history.
Yeah, a studio where one of the great writers of the last century, Arthur Miller, once worked. Fox 5's Robert Moses joins us now with this incredible story. Good morning, Robert.
Dan and Tashani, good morning to you. Many people know Arthur Miller because of his brief marriage to Marilyn Monroe. He was much more than Monroe's husband. He was one of the greatest writers in American history, and his imprint is all over Roxbury. Now the race is on to save the 14 by 22-foot space where he did much of his work. This old shack, sitting next to a dumpster and plows, betrays nothing of its storied history. It needs work. Take a big step up and enter, and you notice a wooden pipe rack mounted on the wall and an old light fixture. No adornments or frills or anything to indicate that Arthur Miller, one of America's greatest playwrights, spent nearly 5 decades writing here.
He spent a good part of most days there. Probably his most productive time would have been in the morning.
Miller had the studio built next to his home in Roxbury, Connecticut in 1958 after the release of his best-known works, including Death of a Salesman, for which he won a Pulitzer Prize and Tony Award, and The Crucible, a play about the Salem witch trials. He wrote plenty in here. The screenplay for The Misfits, which starred his wife Marilyn Monroe, and plays like After the Fall, based on their divorce, and his autobiography called Time Bends, from which he read in an HBO documentary directed by his daughter, Rebecca.
The horrifying news came that Marilyn had died, apparently of an overdose of sleeping pills.
After Miller died in 2005 and Rebecca sold his home, she enlisted his neighbor and friend, Mark Olivieri, to move his writing studio with the goal of saving it.
Rebecca said, Mark, we need to move the studio, I'm afraid, for its future.
So in 2018, he moved it to its current position at the town of Roxbury's Highway Department lot. He must move it again because of planned work on the lot where it sits. He showed me its intended forever resting place behind Roxbury's minor memorial library.
The interior would be restored with all its original furnishings, say Arthur's desk, his typewriter, his dictionary, his books on the shelf, his everyday library. People would be able to visit this and just kind of see where a great thinker was thinking and writing. We have architectural drawings, we have budgets, we have numbers, we have everything except $1 million.
You heard him right. $1 million to move the studio to the library grounds, rehab and preserve it, and sustain it in perpetuity. A steep price tag, yes, but a relatively small price to pay to preserve history.
The building itself is more of a symbol. We're in changing times, interesting times, changing times. This building represents another period in our history that we survived and that we bettered ourselves going through that change. So this building represents that. It represents hope, maybe.
While the end of this story is not yet written, Miller's work, as he reminds us in the HBO documentary, will outlive his studio, no matter its fate.
Art is long. Life is short.
And having the chance to stand in that studio a couple weeks ago, I couldn't shake the feeling that this has to be saved, and that, of course, is the goal. There is a GoFundMe page set up to raise money for the Arthur Miller Studio project. Tashani and Dan, back to you.
It's the quote at the end of that HBO documentary, "Art is long, life is short." Such a reminder. Robert, thank you.